Thousands of people here from the Pen country on Green's side. And one feels that the best chances for Green must be in the opening rounds. If he can put Palomino under pressure, who's known to be a slow starter and also vulnerable, he can be dropped in the opening round. He was in his last defence. If Green can put the pressure on him in the early rounds, then the underdog could come out on top. Dave Boy Green, 10 stone 6 3/4, just inside the limit, which is 10 stone 7. And 10 stone 7 is precisely what Palomino weighs, right on the limit. Is that planned, or has he had trouble getting down to 10-7? This, of course, is a weight which is above Green's normal fighting weight. Green, winner of all his 24 professional fights. Palomino, 21 wins and 3 draws in 25 fights, just 1 defeat. And the way these two have gone off, there doesn't look to be any way in which this war for the welterweight championship can possibly go 15 rounds. You wouldn't expect it to. This is the clash of two men who like to come forward and attack. Swarthy Mexican-born Palomino, 27. Green with the Union Jack blazing on the left leg of his trunks. Just turned 24. Green, in all his short professional fighting career, has always been asked to do a little bit more than he was asked to do in the last fight. Now he's asked to do a lot more. Can he still produce it? Heads cracking together in this opening round. Round for Green. Determination's there, and the punches have got through. Well, that was a good 3 minutes. It seemed a very short 3 minutes. Green's made a fair start, and thousands of his supporters from the Pen country applauding to show it. Dave Boy Green, only 5'7½". He's giving away height here, but he's certainly not giving away reach, because he has an extraordinary 74-inch reach against Palomino's 72. Green drives forward at the start of the second. This young man, his whole attitude towards the fight game is built upon determination and attack and stamina. And he has to bring all these things to bear against Palomino, because I think Palomino has the superior talent, the better skill. Green, the underdog. You could get at least 6-4 against his chances at the ringside tonight. 10,000 people, most of them on Green's side, yelling in this Silver Jubilee month for a Jubilee victory for Green, his 25th successive win, and with it could be the world title. of the two, Palomino is certainly taking longer to settle, and he's disturbed by this non-stop attack from Boy Green, the young man from Chatteris. Green beating him to the punch. Palomino blinks. Little taken aback by the ferocity of the attack coming at him. Stracey didn't put him under this sort of pressure. Head and body from Green. He's told to keep them up. Palomino was in exactly this sort of situation against Armando Muniz, his last challenger, and in fact Muniz dropped him in the first round, and Palomino came through to win in the 15th. He stopped his man with a few seconds to go. For the first time, Palomino forces Green back. Green doesn't like being forced back. Most of the good work in the second round has again been done by Green. He must be leading. Green goes straight back into the attack. While he was the underdog against Stracey, and he overwhelmed Stracey. This young man has sold an incredible £35,000 worth of tickets alone himself for this fight at Wembley. He's brought all the boxing supporters there are in Cambridgeshire with him to this fight. It's the same sort of support that Eric Boone had all those years ago in the 1930s when he came to London and won the British Lightweight Championship. Smith, the manager of Dave Green, when he saw the Stracey-Palomino fight, he said to Green, who was at the ringside, the first one to take a backward step will lose this. And we've got that sort of situation here again. In other words, determination and courage and stamina will tell. Good body punches from Green. Palomino's determination being put to the test very early in this fight. Good recovery by the American. This is a trial of strength. And the way they're expending energy, you have the feeling that both of them know it'll never go 15. Left swing from Green. But it doesn't deter Palomino. He comes storming forward again. Neither man wanting to back up. Three tremendous rounds to start with. They cannot keep this pace up. And that's the first good round that Palomino's had. The first two I marked down to Green, and that one was very much more even. And that could well have been a level round for the pair of them. It's the first time that Palomino has really shown signs of being quite dangerous. Whatever Green did to him, he came back and looked strong. Green goes in again with his overwhelming support from the crowd in the Empire Pool. They call him the Fat Tiger, and he fights like a tiger. And Palomino's credibility as a world champion is really being put to the test by Green. This is the sort of pressure that Stracey couldn't take. Open mouth. Green comes at him again. Never a straight punch. Hook, hook, hook all the time. Looking for the head, looking for the body. He doesn't mind where it is. Just get it in. And Palomino's finding it hard to dredge up the punches with which to catch Green as he comes in. Hooking desperately now, Palomino. And missing. Heads rubbing together. They come in from all angles from Green. It's the sheer unorthodoxy of them that bewilders opponents. Rub again. Green gambling everything on these early rounds, as he has to. Heads again. Palomino looks tired. He really does. Or is he just trying to steady himself for the counterattack? Heads. Again and again they come together with those heads cracking. Round 4. Non-stop assault from Green, and Palomino finds the counter-attack. Palomino gets through. Green's turn to come under pressure. Caught again by quite a good punch to the chin. Marciano, this man Green, he really is. And when he broke it off, Green looked just a little bit tired. They put more work into 4 rounds than most fighters put into 10. Palomino, 27. Totally under pressure for 4 rounds, but still significantly towards the end of the 4th, finding a good counter-attack. And this is all going to be about stamina, and it's going to be about determination. Second up. So it's hanging in the balance. Green, with all the early determination, all the early pressure, hasn't put Palomino on the floor. And by the evidence of that counter-attack at the end of the 4th, hasn't taken all that much out of Palomino, although at times the Mexican-American champion looked very tired. Trumpets ring out for Green. The klaxon call to arms. But Palomino is still there and punching with a certain amount of severity. A taller man, but not with a better reach. Green still bouncing about on his feet, looking reasonably fresh, despite the enormous amount of work he's put in. Getting through with good punches to head and body. Palomino takes them. Being given altogether a harder fight than Tracy gave him. It's going to call for something rather more from Palomino than he had to show against Tracy to win this. The question is, has he got it? Palomino coming in with his head down, looking dangerous with that head. Green find the strength from. He keeps swarming back into it. A human buzzsaw, Green. Green gets off the ropes, showing sense. Still these short inside hooks coming in from Green, and the wide ones as well getting through against Palomino. There's no way Palomino is winning any medals in this 5th round. Green's round, without any question. And guess what? Green will come swarming in again. Green in many ways is an astonishing young fighter because he's consistently asked to do things he's never done before, and he keeps on doing them. Palomino opening up now with a big attack. He's behind on my card. He needs to come up with something. Not only behind on my card, but well behind. Talk about toe-to-toe slugging battles, and you don't often see them. This is one of them. Neither man willing to concede an inch. Most of the attacking coming again from Green. And it's really the sort of swarming, two-fisted action style that you would expect from an American fighter, not from a British fighter. It's a totally un-British attitude towards the fight game. But it's paying dividends. He hurt Palomino. He did at the end of that round. He caught him with that swinging right hand, and Palomino turned away, looking a bit hurt. And he's well behind. He must be behind on anybody's card. After these first 6 rounds, he must be well behind. Here it is again, the closing seconds of this 6th round. Palomino backing up. The bell about to come up. And one swinging right hand over the top, there it was. Palomino turned away and didn't look too happy as he went back to the corner. Can't see one round so far that Palomino has won. He might have shared a couple, and that's about it. Just listen to this noise coming from this crowd at the Empire Pool, Wembley, for Dave Boy Green, the underdog, but at the moment very much on top. There have been many British fighters in recent years with more determination and more absolute guts and the will to win than Dave Boy Green. He really is a throwback to the old days of fighting. There's a man in this audience tonight called Jack Kid Berg, who came from Whitechapel and won the Junior Welterweight Championship of the World way back in the 1930s, and who fought in precisely this way. And Green is a throwback to Kid Berg, swarming on top of his opponent, throwing punches from all angles, never giving in. And you sense that this could well be a crucial part of this fight, when the action slightly slows and the two of them gain breath and think about it, and the determination has to be summoned again. And it's Green who comes again, driving forward again. Crowd beginning to sense that this could be a famous night for British boxing if Green can keep this up. Round 7, and again he's winning the round. Palomino doesn't want to give, he doesn't want to give way, but occasionally he has to. The bell, and nobody heard it. Palomino looks more and more tired as he goes to his corner. 7 rounds completed. And that's the man who seems to be weakening rather faster than Green. We're not quite halfway through, but it's Palomino who takes the deep breaths and has to think about it, and whose title now is looking very, very precarious. Cries are ringing out, David, David, David. Round 8. And one gets the feeling that the fight is there for his if he can only keep it up. Has he got the strength? He's got the determination. And just how determined a man has he got in front of him? Jim Brimble-Parkson hasn't had a lot to do. It's been a clean, good, fast, open fight. It's all you could wish for from a world championship. Palomino now has the look of a man who really has been under pressure and now has got to do something about it or else. And suddenly Palomino looks as though he's taking matters into his own hands. He's been under pressure for so long, and he really has got to do something to change things. Gritting his teeth, fighting with ferocity, has at last managed to stem the tide coming against him. Crucial moments. Green forces his way back into it. There's trouble on Palomino's left eye. He's cut. The world champion is cut near the left eye. So from being under pressure at the start of this round, Green has fought his way back into it, and Palomino breaks it off gladly and goes back for repairs somewhere over the left eye. The first distinct sign of battle, and it appears on the face of the Mexican-American champion. Jim Brimmel has a close-up look at it. It's in a nasty place. They'll have a job to staunch the flow of blood from that, and Palomino's beginning to look a bit weary and a bit worried. So Green has the psychological edge, having brought the first injury to the face of the champion. He doesn't need much incentive to get going, Dave. And there's a touch of savage desperation about Palomino's boxing now. Green must look at that cut on Palomino's face, and he must be thinking to himself, that is where victory lies. If ever a man had the backing of a crowd, Green has got it here. And I get the feeling at times that Palomino is fighting out of instinct. It looks as though it's almost too much of an effort for Palomino sometimes to throw the punches. He's been under so much pressure. He's done so much to try to relieve it. But he can't take it off himself. Always. This extraordinary young Englishman comes swarming back at him, throwing punches from all angles. Never has Palomino been put under this sort of test before, and never has Green had to go so hard as this to try to keep a man under. heads crack and clash together again. When they get right up above you and you hear the punches going in, you know that they're punching with a good deal of ferocity. And Green is trying to get him right here and now in the 9th. And he really can't quite quell him. As much as he tries, he can't quite put the finishing touches to this. Palomino comes back yet again as the bell goes for the end of the 9th. What an amazing fight this is. Well, for me, Green is well on top. I've got him way out in front, but he can't quite finish it. Palomino's still there and strong, so anything could still happen, although the British challenger must be a long way in front. Green comes tearing in there with punches to the body.
Second up, round 10.
We're coming up towards 2/3 of the way through. An extraordinary championship of the world at the Empire Pool, Wembley. Whatever happens now, Green is bound to be a hero of the night as far as British boxing is concerned, even if he loses. Because very few people have put up this sort of show in a World Championship fight in this country. Right hand. And Palomino almost went. The title is there at arm's length for Green if he can land one more like that. Round 10. For a moment, Palomino almost went. But all credit to this champion, despite everything. He's cut on the left eye. He's been shaken right down to his boots by that punch. And still this champion of the world, Palomino, is coming back and forcing Green back. There aren't many fights like this. It really hasn't stopped. There's never been a moment's relaxation from the start. Green's left eye is beginning to swell. He's got a bad swelling under the left eye, Green. And his eye is swelling as fast as you look at it. That left eye is going to shut. Green's left eye. Round 10. This is the first major problem for Green. He's slightly cut under the left eye, but it's the swelling that's going to give him trouble. Because very shortly, Green will not be able to see out of the left eye. And that has given Palomino all the encouragement he needs. And that injury is far worse than the one Palomino has got. And Green's in trouble. His vision is impaired. And he's fighting a rearguard action now on the left hand. A major turning point in this fight. All happened within a minute. The Green corner, anxious to get into the ring and get to work on him. And that's a bad swelling on the left eye for Green. And that has got to be the worst injury that Green has suffered so far in his professional career. And that is the first big swing against David Boy Green that we've seen in this fight. Well, he's got Danny Holland in that ring with him. Danny Holland, who used to treat Henry Cooper's cuts. You couldn't have a better man to look after those sort of injuries than Danny Holland. Right alongside Andy Smith, the manager. Crisis point for Green. Severe physical handicap for Green. Round 11. I've got him a long way ahead on my card. But now he has to fight with his vision impaired from one eye. Green backing up now more than he's done at any point in the fight. And I suspect that Palomino may have to stop Green to win this. He's a long way behind on my card. He hasn't got too many rounds to order the point score. But he's got to stop Green to win it. And he's threatening to do just that. Green still coming back. Trying to force Palomino into backing up again. It's hard now because it's difficult to judge the distance. The turning point was the eye, and Palomino finds him and looks to his corner and says that's it, and it is it. He's going to be counted out. The first ever defeat for David Boy Green, who put up the fight of his life for 10 rounds until the swelling came up on his left eye. And when he couldn't find the range or the distance, Palomino measured him with just one punch, which wiped out every single thing that had gone before, and the look of relief on Palomino's face is there for all to see. That was a marvellous effort by Palomino, who was under the worst sort of pressure for round after round after round. And when it came to the point and he had his man at a disadvantage, he took advantage of him. And that is the hallmark of a good champion. You can't take it away from Palomino. And Green is still on the floor of this Wembley ring. Knocked out, beaten, having given absolutely everything. Disaster has overtaken David Boy Green, who is on the floor. All ambitions gone. Beaten, knocked out. Disappointment and disaster are all Green's tonight after that wonderful effort for 10 rounds, when he must have been a long, long way ahead. Everything knocked out of him by one punch from Palomino. And he has to be lifted, half carried, back to his corner.